Today, our topic is what the Stoics believed about happiness. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who had a lot to say about how to live a good life and find true happiness. They believed that happiness does not come from money, fame, or material things. Instead, they taught that happiness comes from within, from how we think and how we choose to see the world. Stoics believe that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. This idea is very powerful because it means that no matter what happens in life, we always have the power to choose our attitude and our response. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from living a life of virtue, which means being a good person, doing the right thing, and living in harmony with nature. They thought that if we focus on being kind, honest, brave, and wise, we will find peace and contentment, no matter what happens around us. One of the most important Stoic ideas is that we should focus on what we can control, and let go of what we cannot control. The Stoics believe that many of the things we worry about are outside of our control. For example, we cannot control the weather, what other people think of us, or whether we will get sick. But we can control how we prepare for the weather, how we treat other people, and how we take care of our health. By focusing on what we can control, we can reduce our stress and live a more peaceful life. The Stoics believe that when we stop trying to control things that are beyond our power, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. They taught that we should accept the things we cannot change and focus our energy on the things we can change. Another key Stoic idea is that we should not let our emotions control us. The Stoics believe that emotions like anger, fear, and sadness are often caused by our own thoughts and judgments. For example, if someone insults us, we might feel angry. But the Stoics would say that the insult itself does not cause the anger. It is our judgment about the insult that causes the anger. If we can change the way we think about the insult, we can change the way we feel. The Stoics believe that we should not let our emotions rule our lives. Instead, we should use our reason and logic to guide our actions. They thought that by practicing self-control and staying calm in difficult situations, we can make better decisions and live a more peaceful life. The Stoics also believed that we should not be attached to material things. They thought that material things are temporary and that we should not rely on them for our happiness. For example, if we have a nice car, we might feel happy when we drive it, but if the car breaks down, we will feel sad. The Stoics believe that true happiness does not come from things that can be taken away from us. Instead, it comes from things that are within us, like our character and our values. They taught that we should be grateful for what we have, but we should not become too attached to it. If we lose something, we should accept it and move on, knowing that our happiness does not depend on it. The Stoics believed that we should live in harmony with nature. They thought that everything in the universe is connected, and that we are all part of a larger whole. They believed that we should accept the natural order of things and not fight against it. For example, if we lose a loved one, we should accept that death is a natural part of life. The Stoics believed that by accepting the natural order of things, we can find peace and contentment. They thought that we should not waste our time complaining about things that cannot be changed. Instead, we should focus on living a good life and doing our best in every situation. The Stoics also believed in the importance of self-discipline. They thought that self-discipline is essential for living a good life. They believed that we should practice self-control in all areas of our lives, from our eating habits to our spending habits. The Stoics thought that by practicing self-discipline, we can become stronger and more resilient. They believed that self-discipline helps us to stay focused on our goals and to avoid distractions. They taught that we should not give in to our desires and impulses, but instead we should act with reason and logic. The Stoics believed that we should always strive to improve ourselves. They thought that we should never stop learning and growing. They believed that we should seek wisdom and knowledge throughout our lives. The Stoics thought that by constantly improving ourselves, we can become better people and live a more fulfilling life. They believed that we should not be satisfied with where we are, but we should always be working to become the best version of ourselves. The Stoics also believed in the importance of helping others. They thought that we should not only focus on our own happiness, but also on the happiness of others. They believed that we should be kind and compassionate to everyone we meet. The Stoics thought that by helping others we can create a better world and find more meaning in our own lives. They believed that we should treat others with respect and fairness, regardless of their status or background. The Stoics believed that we should not fear death. They thought that death is a natural part of life and that we should not be afraid of it. They believed that worrying about death only takes away from the time we have to live. The Stoics taught that we should focus on living a good life and not waste our time fearing the inevitable. They believed that by accepting death, we can live more fully and appreciate the time we have. In conclusion, the Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within. They thought that we should focus on what we can control, let go of what we cannot control, and live a life of virtue. They believed that we should not let our emotions control us, that we should not be attached to material things, and that we should live in harmony with nature. They taught that self-discipline, self-improvement, and helping others are essential for a good life. The Stoics believed that by following these principles, we can find true happiness and live a fulfilling life. Their ideas are still relevant today and can help us navigate the challenges of modern life. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we can find peace, contentment, and happiness no matter what life throws at us.